evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fan Experience TV. I'm your host, Mike Katos. Alongside me is my co-host, Rick Molina. Rick, how we doing?
Oh, we're doing better than the Giants, that's for sure. And Jason Garrett today doing
Yeah.
well today. This was a good week of football this weekend. A lot going on, but I guess we start with the big story.
Crazy week. A
Crazy
couple
week.
of couple of crazy moments for
Yeah,
sure. But yeah, you started off.
The big story of the day: Jason Garrett fired by the New York Giants. Joe Judge. Look, somebody had to be a fall guy for what happened with the offense. And if you watched that game yesterday, it was they just couldn't move the ball. Saquon Barkley plays scared. Daniel Jones I don't know what he's doing back there. He looks like he's nervous and he's afraid. You can't be afraid back there, and it's just gotten worse. And I think Joe Judge just made the decision to cut bait with Jason Garrett. But I think if this thing keeps trending the way it is by the end of the year, I think Joe Judge is going to be out of a job, and Gettleman too. I mean, it's just looking ugly. I mean, you look at the Jets who played on Sunday. They played the Dolphins, and it was Joe Flacco, and they lost. But you saw some promising signs. You saw Elijah Moore have a big game. He had 8 catches, I think 140 yards and a touchdown. Michael Carter, until he got hurt with the high ankle sprain. Elijah Vera Tucker is developing himself as an all-pro left guard. Once Becton gets back, they'll be growing on the defensive side. Bryce Hall, great player, he's becoming a great player. So, you look at the Jets and you say, okay, they're pretty bad too, but there's some building blocks. And you look at the Giants, man, and you're just like, where is the growth? Daniel Jones has regressed. Saquon Barkley plays scared. Everybody's been waiting for Evan Ingram to show up for 4 years. Never happened. Sterling Shepard's hurt. And so, you wonder, where is it going to be? And I think, it's November 23rd right now, come middle of January. I think the Giants can be in for a new coach. I don't know. That's just the way I look at it.
I 110% agree with you there because, there needs to be some kind of shakeup over there in the Giants locker room.
Yeah.
And, it starts with the GM. It, boils down to Judge as well. And, right now they're using this temporary scapegoat in Jason Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. Daniel Jones is regressing, and the team just looks, abysmal.
Yeah, it is terrible.
Abysmal. And yes, there are good signs when it comes to the Jets. Of course, we didn't expect them to be, anything to write home about. But you want to see some kind of progression in the positive sense. And I think that we've gotten that with Michael Carter excelling. Of course, that injury is tough. Zach Wilson obviously went down with the injury, so he's lost some playing time. But now we got him coming back with Flacco and both him and Mike White on the COVID list. And Zach Wilson will be starting for the New York Jets again. And let's see if he can pick up a rapport with Elijah Moore because it's worked with Mike White. It's worked with Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Obviously the guy that really counts is Zach Wilson. So,
yeah.
But good signs nonetheless, and good things to come in the future. A better head coach on the Gang Green side of things in the Meadowlands. I believe over Joe Judge.
Yeah.
And even though there's drama and whatever with him and Rex Ryan, but that's just on again, off again there over the past few weeks. But there's another New York team though, and they looked a little pathetic this week.
Oh yeah,
wouldn't you say? I mean,
the Buffalo Bills.
Billed as the number one. Yeah, they were the number one rushing defense, and all of a sudden, Jonathan Taylor 4 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown against them. Bills couldn't muster up practically anything, and this is 2 weeks off of the the abysmal showing against the Jaguars as well. So they're in trouble, and right now the New England Patriots are at the top of that division.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's still running. I think he just scored another touchdown. I mean, the guy was completely unstoppable on Sunday. Do I got you? Yeah, why? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But Jonathan Taylor was completely unstoppable the other day. The Bills defense had no answer for him. And Josh Allen, who I picked to win the MVP early in the year, he's been off. And I don't know if it's, that they read their highlights a bit too much, or they just, they thought they were the chosen ones. But right now, the Bills just sort of looking that they've hit a sort of a wall here in the middle of the season. And, we got to see what's developing. On the flip side, and you talk about the AFC, the Chiefs are back. They looks like they right the ship. They beat the Cowboys. The Chargers win a big game against the Steelers. On the NFC side, the Cardinals beat the Seahawks, who are completely terrible. They're just awful. So a lot of movement in football this weekend. But you're right, the Patriots are just by far, they're 7-4. Mac Jones looks like he's dinking and dunking his way to a rookie of the year there. And it's just look, it's a testament of Bill Belichick and his coaching staff and him game planning and surrounding the rookie with some talent. And look, who knows? Everybody's talking about he's going to the Super Bowl. I'm still not a believer in Mac Jones. He's only, he throws anywhere from 19 to 23 passes. So, let's hold our breath on that. But look, right now, I think you got to say that the Patriots are the team to beat right now in the AFC, or at least the top team. Chiefs are coming back a little bit.
The AFC East.
In the AFC East. And the Ravens, I think came back down to earth this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Did. Well, Lamar Jackson was out for an illness last
he was
week.
out for an illness, yeah.
And then Hundley drove him down the field with a big, big completion over there to Watkins, and Freeman ran it in at late in that game against the Bears.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and the Pittsburgh Steelers in a intense game with the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday night, and that's why I'm wearing my Charger blue today.
There you go.
Justin Herbert, led my fantasy team to a nice little comeback win. Down 63 and ended up winning by 25. So that was the Herbert that I drafted, and
there you go.
Figured why not.
Absolutely.
But Houston upsetting the Tennessee Titans.
And that was a big one. Nobody saw that one coming. I mean, geez.
And obviously the Colts had a couple of bad losses early in the year, including a couple to the Titans. But the Titans are not bulletproof by any stretch. But the Colts have to just keep up whatever pace they're going at, and hopefully the Titans can lose some more games, and maybe the Colts can regain some kind of hold on that division. But it was running away for them for a while, but they are catching up a little bit there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but it's, this weekend was crazy, man. I mean, you had some upsets. I mean, it's just been sort of like this weird sort of, the Texans beating the Titans. I mean, but the Titans again lost to the Jets. They've had a couple of bad losses this year. So I'm kind of not surprised by that, But the way the Buffalo Bills just got steamrolled by Jonathan Taylor and the Colts was just incredible.
I definitely did not see that coming.
No, I don't think anybody did. 5 touchdowns or whatever he had. I mean, it was just crazy. He looked like Barry Sanders out there. He was killing them.
Well, I mean, Derrick Henry did, ran amok against them earlier this year. Yeah. I just wasn't expecting that from.
No, not at all. But look, I mean, we're coming down to the home stretch. We're about a month away from, solidifying some playoff berths, and then also teams that stink. Obviously the Detroit Lions can't get a win to save their lives. But I think it's coming, man. I think the Lions are going to get a win sometime this week. But the NFL draft positioning starts to solidify themselves. Looks like the Lions will be picking 1. Right now the Jets have 2-6. Or is it 2-6 or 2-5 or 2-6? Yeah, the Giants have 5-7 or something like that. So the New York locals are looking forward to the draft already, and everybody else is kind of getting ready for the playoffs. And I'm telling you, man,
there as well.
The Chiefs are. I think this is where the Chiefs make their run. I honestly, I think this is where they make their move, and try to take over that AFC West and go from there.
Yeah, I mean they were very far down at one point, but they are definitely picking it up, and that offense and defense is starting to click a little bit more. So let's see what happens down the stretch.
Yep.
I think if the Chargers still have a shot there if the coaching could get a little bit more consistent there. But speaking of football, 11 weeks down, already done. We're gonna preview a little bit of Week 12 as well after our next guest, but we are excited to bring on our next guest. He is the CEO of American Sevens Football League, and it's a football league that doesn't wear helmets or pads. And please help us welcome Sener Korkusuz to the show. Sener, did I say that right? I got it right?
Perfect. Thank you, Mike.
Perfect. Awesome.
Great to be with you guys.
Thank you, Sener. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have you on. And it's amazing. I love the whole concept of what you guys got going on there. Please give us a brief overview of American Sevens Football League.
Sure. The quick and dirty 7-on-7, no pads, no helmets, tackle football. Just like we used to play as kids, just like everybody either played or knows somebody who's played. Very similar. We have some key rule changes in our game. We actually have a safer game in a lot of ways when it comes to head safety. But the excitement, the big hits, the big passing plays, it's all a part of our game. So we have a unique, new, exciting sport, and we're making a lot of headway over the last few years. We're going into our 8th season.
That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Where did you come up with the concept and really say like we can make a professional league out of this?
So my business partner, Ryan DePaul, who I grew up with, started developing this sport over 10 years recreationally in New Jersey, where we grew up. And after I saw basically the opportunity to take this into a national sport, I said this could even be an international sport. And so we created the American Sevens Football League, and we partnered up. And so that was 8 years ago. We're going into our 8th season with now TV distribution, sponsorships, and now with the sale of new divisions across the country. We'll have 9 divisions across the country in 2022.
Wow.
That is incredible. Sener, thank you for coming on. What's been the fan response? Everybody, the NFL's king, right? Sundays is like you don't do anything, but what's been the fan response to your league and the difference between how you guys play football and what the NFL does?
I'd say basically we fill the gap between college and NFL. That's the big difference. Mm-hmm. And so athletes know in our sport, a lot of cases they're playing for the passion and to continue to play football. In some cases, the guys are actually capable to play at the NFL level. And we actually have a few guys who have been in the NFL and actually sit the bench in our league. When it comes to our championship team, the Patterson U, they're just of that caliber, and you'd be hard-pressed to not imagine them on an NFL field. So that's why the fans love it, because you'll see a 300-pound guy make a big tackle and body slam somebody. On our most entertaining play of our sport, it's called the 3-on-1 special teams. Yeah. So one guy is receiving, 3 are on the throwing side, and he's either going to break it for a touchdown or there's going to be a big hit. So it's an exciting sport.
Yeah. And now, do you guys hold a draft like the NFL? I mean, how do you find your players to play in the league?
Basically, we have divisions across the country. We'll have a preseason going on as we speak. So in Cincinnati, our new division, in Orlando, they're gearing up for their preseasons, and that'll be going on over the next few months in all of our divisions. And then we have a combine around February before our season starts, which is in April. And so our season runs in the spring from April to July. Yeah. And it fills the gap once again for spring football, but something unique and just, not second rate when it comes to the NFL because we are so unique.
Got it.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit more about that uniqueness. Like, obviously, I love that whole 3-on-1 special teams. What are some other rules that people can see that you guys have that's different than traditional American football?
So the length of the field is the same, but the width of the field is shrunk to accommodate the 7-on-7. This is something unique that we do. You don't see this in typically rugby or other tackle sports similar to ours. No kicking in our sport, another safety factor. So you're not going to get kicked in the head in our game, at least not as part of a kicking play. So you'll get punched in the head on a 3-on-1. But so our game overall, when we say it elevates head safety, you watch our game, you won't see our athletes play after play after play like traditional NFL football hitting their head to head. And so helmet to helmet, head to head, it's the same thing. It over time accumulates and causes CTE. This is what's being discussed now for many years. And so we've found a solution. We've also done a study on that with New Jersey Institute of Technology. And we want to keep doing more work on this to prove that fact. But just watch our game. Similar to rugby, instinct takes over and players keep their head out of the tackle. Of course, still a physical sport, still a tackle sport, and injuries do occur. But you watch our game, and that's one thing you'll see.
Yeah, I've seen some of the sizzle reels and whatnot, and there's some really exciting plays. You got people the players are going all out, and they're not holding back at all. As far as flips and dives and whatever, and that's the stuff that people want to see. They like seeing all that acrobatic type stuff and things of that nature. Did you play any football on a college level or semi-professional level yourself?
I played Pop Warner all throughout, from junior peewees, the midgets, the whole deal. Played with Ryan, my business partner, and our friends growing up. We played this type of football all throughout, throughout high school and afterwards. And so my partner was on to something when he created the rules and the organization around this sport. And athletes love the game. So all across the country, they're now signing up and registering to play in our divisions. You get awesome game film. We're on Fubo Sports right now in terms of TV distribution.
Okay.
We're previously last season, we were live on Fight TV.
Oh, wow.
So awesome highlights. We have partnerships with Wave, with Jukes, all the highlight channels on social. So our guys are getting that promotion that you won't see in the other semi-pro leagues. They just don't have the highlights. So that we're a highlight generator, and really it's about these athletes. They're the stars, and we want to just keep giving them more and more of that promotion. Prize money, $50,000 this season, doubling it from last season. So keep bigger and better every season. That's our goal.
That is tremendous. And I see here that you've so Dr. Jen Welter, she is now on your advisory board. What does the advisory board consist of, and what do they do? Do they sort of give you guys guide you in terms of the league and direction to take the league? Tell us about this advisory board.
Yeah, that is exactly right. So
Okay.
Huge announcement. Dr. Jen Welter just joined our advisory board. I had been following her for a while. She was on my list of people that we wanted to work with. And that's what it takes in business. It takes passion, and people can understand that passion, especially with her background, not only coaching in rugby, playing football, men's football as well, first female coach in the NFL, and she believes in our sport. So advisory board, also David Isaacs, the co-founder of the UFC. First guy I went to. So building a business takes a lot of people. And so building the advisory board, the knowledge base, the team that's going to help you guide the company, like you said, is very important. And we're going to continue to do that. And we want to add NFL vets. We've had a lot of great conversations. I'm not going to mention any names, but you've seen some publicly. Deion Sanders, Snoop Dogg in terms of entertainment, a number of other guys who've played in the NFL have reached out to us. So continue to build our ownership, expand divisions across the country, add NFL vets, the entertainers to this sport, and really make it a show. And that's our goal.
I wanted to follow up with this. So do you guys in the future would like to collaborate with the NFL? I mean, because I'm pretty sure some of the guys that play in your league would like to maybe get an opportunity in the league. I mean, is there in the future ideas of collaborating with the NFL? If like guys don't work out in the NFL, they can play in your league and giving opportunities to your guys?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So part of what we're moving into in our next phase is elevating the level of gameplay across the league, bringing in better athletes, continuing to train our athletes and bringing in better coaching. So we continue to elevate across the board. And so part of that is the combine process and A7FL getting into that system and players realizing that they have an opportunity to get that game film, which that's a big part of playing in any league.
Right.
Aside from a paycheck or a prize money opportunity, the game film is, without game film for 6 months, you're stale on the market as a player.
Right.
So that's the reality of everything between college and the NFL. And so we're filling that gap and continuing to become a bigger and better professional sport. And we're making backyard football professional. That's really the thing that we're doing here. Yeah.
It's it's exciting to hear all the progress that you guys have had, and obviously the big time names in your advisory board, and the fact that you guys you're rolling on to season 8. So to tell us about some of these. What about the play? The people that are out there that want a shot in playing football, they didn't get that shot at the NFL or CFL or whatever level. Where can they, find out more information on, combines and stuff like that?
On our website, A7FL.com, and they can also go to A7FL.com/players. You can check out our Instagram. You'll see the link there as well. You can click to register, click to get on our interest list. So you'll be in the loop as a player on all of those events. And very easy to get involved, very low cost, very low commitment, very flexible with our player schedules. Those are all of the key benefits of the A7FL right now when you start to compare us to these other opportunities out there. And you're exactly right. We want to give our players that opportunity to continue to play at right now at what's the next level. But we want to continue to elevate our league to that next level as well.
Awesome. And I know you mentioned that the field is narrower than a normal football field. And that is also to accommodate the 7-on-7, but it also helps you get more places that you can play. You could fit it inside of a baseball stadium a little easier, and a couple of other venues.
That's exactly right, Mike.
Where are some places that your teams call home right now?
So a combination of just what you mentioned, minor league baseball stadiums and high school stadiums. And we're continuing to elevate those stadiums. Just over the last few weeks, we were discussing a deal with a major stadium, one of the best in the country. So that's our goal, is to continue to bring our game to bigger and better stadiums, bigger and better production, and bigger and better partnerships and more viewership. So our game performs so well. There's so much opportunity for emerging sports right now, but we are football, America's favorite sport. And so there's very little opportunity when it comes to football games on TV. And so we think we have a perfect product.
Let me ask you this. How many players are on a team? Because the NFL roster is 53-man roster, practice squad, all that. How many players to each of the teams?
14 minimum roster, and right now 30 max.
And they go both ways, most of these guys?
No, not really. Not when you have a fully rostered team.
Okay.
I mean, they're going to take advantage and make the most of it. But with a 14-man team, you will see more of that. Yeah.
And let me ask you this, I'm guessing each team has a general manager who's had experience in the sport. The head coaches have been previous head coaches from they've coached in football before, obviously.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So most of them have experience at the semi-pro level. Our players obviously have played whether at high school and into college, but for various reasons had to stop playing. Yeah. We also have a partnership developing with a group called Soldiers to Sidelines, which is bringing former military servicemen and service people into coaching. So huge opportunities in the league. It's a platform not only for our athletes, but also for those coaches that you mentioned. Everybody actually, when it comes to sports, needs to stay active and on the market, whether you're a player or a coach.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a lot of fun stuff, and I definitely intend to tune in this April. You said it starts?
Yeah, we'll be on in April. You can watch us right now on Fubo Sports on Monday nights. So definitely check us out. And one other thing, you can also basically start to own a part of the league and invest in the A7FL. And so you can see that opportunity on our website and also at startengine.com/A7FL.
Yes, I was actually going to ask that on how people can be a part of it. But yeah, so startengine.com/A7FL. What are some of the things that people would get as a part of being contributor to the company?
So with regulation crowdfunding, this campaign is basically owning a share of the company. So the minimum investment that you make, you're getting shares of the company and equity ownership. It's not just the donation for a hat or something like that. You'll be a part of helping us build the future of football and expand across the country.
Awesome. That's great. And so now you're saying on Fubo TV right now, you could watch some recaps of previous games? Or
Yeah, the 2021 seasons right now on Fubo Sports.
Awesome. We'll definitely have to check that out for sure.
I'm curious. I'm just curious. No, I'm just curious because you guys don't wear pads. I mean, I know you're keeping the head out of the game, but are the injuries? Are they more? You're not wearing pads. I mean, are they?
No.
I mean, the games is violent.
The other injuries are similar to traditional football.
Okay.
I'd say your sprains, your Charlie horses, your typical injuries, broken bones, even.
Yeah.
But you're not going to see the repetitive subconcussive head-to-head shots.
Got it.
So every single play, those helmets in traditional football, tapping head-to-head, every play, not to mention the harder head-to-head shots. And I'm not even talking about concussions.
Yeah.
You eliminate that in our game, and you still keep it full contact. And we're not flag football. So we're much more entertaining, a little safer at the same time. But that makes a big difference. Similar to the UFC compared to boxing and MMA compared to boxing, actually elevates safety for those fighters. It's a small detail, but these things add up over time, and that's why you have this discussion on CTE.
Of course. And how like the NFL has 15-minute quarters? Is it the same for you guys? 60-minute game, same thing. Okay. That's it's fascinating. I'm so interested in this. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to watching
Snoop Dogg for a halftime show, just like he's doing for the Super Bowl.
I would love that. Yeah.
No, but
or you can get him to announce. I mean, he's a pretty good announcer. If you see him on those fights, that's pretty good.
That would be fun. Let's talk a little bit about the officiating, because there's some in the NFL. There's a little they're a little too liberal with that yellow flag sometimes. Pass interferences, roughing the passers on, questionable, circumstances. Are there a little bit more, more safety precautions as far as, penalties go because you guys are wearing no pads and no helmets? Like if he's slamming a quarterback down to the ground, he could hit his head on the turf, maybe not the helmet, head to head, but what are some of the rules that you guys want officials to emphasize a little bit more?
That's a great point. So a key to our sport, similar to rugby, is wrap tackling. So you have to wrap up when you tackle. You're going to use your shoulder. You have to make an attempt to wrap. It's not always perfect when you play sports. It looks easy watching from the TV, but what these guys do is really amazing. So they will throw a flag if you don't attempt to wrap at all. Not always, but so much more liberal, I say, than the NFL because of the fact that we haven't had to change our rules to add any additional safety around our quarterback. The quarterback has the same rules as in tackling when it comes to the other players in our sport. All of our players in our study that we did, safety-wise, are elevated to the safety level of the quarterback, which is the most protected player in football. So that's a benefit of our sport. Yes, really is a game changer. We need to get the word out there. We need scientists, doctors who are all watching us to get involved, contact us. We're really interested to work with them and do more studies on the safety aspect.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's incredible, and like the quarterbacks in your league, are they kind of like the quarterbacks in the NFL now? They have dual threat type.
Oh, they are. They are. I mean, they can scramble. Our QBs are just unbelievable. 70-yard bombs, scrambling. You'll see QBs that can throw better than run. The whole mix. So that's the beauty of our sport. And these are guys who play on Sunday and work on Monday. Yeah. And so
that's incredible.
Great stories of our athletes. We'll be profiling them throughout the season. Family guys, single guys going out and drinking and partying still. We have the whole mix. But one thing in common, the brotherhood of our sport. Like all sports, it's a big part of being involved on the team. And so we bring more of an opportunity for guys to be involved, but also at a higher level. So we'll keep elevating that bigger and better.
Yeah. Well, speaking of single guys, we need to add A7FL to the list of teams that people can add to their playing cards on playing the field. It's it's a full sports fan community, for friendship or for dating. So we got to add some of those A7FL teams in there too. And those passionate about those for the teams in your league.
Yeah, I was gonna add, what are the salaries that your players play? I mean, are they on like a base salary kind of thing, contracts? I mean, how does that work?
So that's the thing. Our players play for the prize money. They're not on a salary. They actually pay to be eligible to play in the league. Mm-hmm. So from that point of view, that shows how much passion these guys have, and there's such a gap across the country for a league that'll promote these guys and give them the spotlight that they deserve.
Yeah, and you guys have 11 teams now. What is the ultimate goal? Like, how many teams do you want the league to have?
32 teams.
32 teams. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's a big number.
So we have 32 right now. And so we'll 32 right now. We'll have hundreds of teams across the country.
Oh, you're going for that big of a number?
Yes, because we have 9 divisions right now, each with 4 teams. Each of those divisions can have up to 8 teams, and we'll continue to add divisions year over year, and just continue to build a bigger and better championship and playoff structure.
Oh, got it. I'm sorry, I wasn't seeing the full standing.
Now Now, right now, they're all America based.
They are,
Teams,
yeah,
but
and
you
we will
are,
be international as well. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Oh yeah,
and
this
you
sport
gonna,
has legs, and not only the safety factor like we mentioned, but no equipment, less guys involved, smaller rosters. There's a lot of factors that make it an international sport.
and are you talking more in the Mexico Canada space or overseas Europe and
Both,
whatnot?
both. Yeah.
And will they be separate entities, or will there going to be some
That
like some
to be
interleague
determined, I'd say. But
intercontinental play?
if you can imagine a national championship, what we're doing right now, make that an international championship. I
That's
mean,
awesome.
now
That's
we can see
incredible.
who's the toughest in American football across the world.
Yeah.
We're not going to have that with helmet traditional NFL football. It's just not as popular in the other countries.
Yeah, that's amazing. Hey, everyone out there, startengine.com/A7FL. Get your piece of the pie right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Get
Because
it out. Yeah, get it
international championships and oh man,
If you could have owned
that's
a
some
piece
exciting
of
stuff.
the NBA or the UFC when it started, there wasn't an opportunity for. So with this new policy, regulation, crowdfunding, anybody can invest in a startup. So for the first time, we're able to make this opportunity available. The upside potential is huge, and we're grateful to everybody for their support. Over 800 investors across the country.
Yeah,
That-
I was gonna say, in soccer, like the players who play in like the Europe, whatever, eventually they come over to the MLS later on in their career. Can you see professional players who've played in the league playing in your league, in the future, something like that, something where they kind of transition to that?
Yeah, definitely. So we're already starting to bring in former NFL guys as coaches. A lot of them are already starting to say, hey, when my team needs me, I'm going to be out there.
Player coaches.
Oh, yeah. That's all we used to have. And that's how the league has grown. Captain coaches, player coaches. So now we're shifting into our next phase of growth, bringing in dedicated coaches. We have the new ownership in place.
Yeah.
So a really great structure to bring the flavor of all of these communities across the country. So we'll have over 1,000 athletes playing next season. So it's really a blessing. It's amazing, and I'm working for these guys to make this league as big and as popular as possible.
And how many games a season do you guys play? Because I see already you guys have played. Well, I'm looking at the standings, and some teams have already played 11, 8. Like how many games do they play?
So this upcoming season, I think we'll have about 150 games.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a lot of
across
games.
the league. Yeah,
and each team plays what, 10 games?
And by the way, that's about half of what the NFL does.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And each team plays how many games? Like what, 10, 11 games?
Each team, for the most part, plays each other twice in the regular season.
Okay.
Regular season, 9 weeks this upcoming season, and then we'll have 3 weeks of postseason play, including the championship.
Nice.
So they just play in division right now?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the reality of budgeting and being a startup league. We're not traveling one team to play another team across the country.
Yeah.
It's just it leads us to the solution. You can't spend what you don't have. And it works for everybody because at the same time, this isn't our athletes' primary job. Very low commitment, but they still have that opportunity to stay on the market.
So we have pretty abysmal teams here in New York that we root for, or New Jersey, so to speak. But what are the best teams to follow right now in the tri-state area so we can adopt one of these teams here?
You want to follow the Trenton BIC, which stands for Brothers in Christ.
Okay.
Okay. All right. They were in the championship. They lost to the Patterson U, the strongest team in the league. They've won the championship the last 2 seasons. Those are the 2 best teams for the most part right now. And historically, because the league's grown out of the Northeast, it started in New Jersey. That's still the stronghold. Baltimore's where our second strongest teams are. And so they'd kill me if I didn't mention them. So in Baltimore, I'd be remiss not to mention the Cobras. Baltimore Cobras led by Marcus Cole, their coach. So he does a great job over there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Before we sign off, let's get your picks on traditional NFL. What did you grow up being? Who did you grow up being a fan of? And what's your take on this season? With the extended schedule and where you see the playoff teams and Super Bowl favorites.
Probably the wrong question for me, at least now. But growing up, I watched. Of course, I followed the Eagles. They were my team. Growing up in New Jersey, I was an Eagles fan, like a lot of New Jersey guys are. Fought with my Giants friends and Washington. We hated each other. But haven't and really don't watch anymore. I'm running my own football league.
There you go. Yeah, of course.
Wish you well, Goodell. I'm doing my own thing. And so don't know anything about I only know, what I see in the news every now and then, the kind of, and we try to take what we can from some of the other leagues, but we are doing our own thing. We're on our own path. Obviously, a different, unique game, and not competing with the NFL. We play in the spring, they play in the fall. Totally unique game is what we have here. And but yeah, if there comes in a time for an opportunity to cooperate, of course we'd be open to that and interested to see where that can go.
Final one for me. Do you guys have is there a commissioner for your league?
Yeah, my partner Ryan DePaul.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
That's awesome.
Good.
I'm definitely going to check out some of the the 2021 games and
yeah, me too.
And peek in on those Trenton BICs. Because right now we need something else to watch. I'm a Mets fan in the spring too, so it doesn't hurt to have another to have a powerhouse team to root for though.
Awesome.
We appreciate all the time.
Thank you, Shinzer. Thank you very much.
startengine.com/A7FL. Go check it out now, A7FL.com. Sener, thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's awesome, man. At least we got a team to root for in the tri-state area. Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm watching some of the dude. I was just these hits. These guys play. I mean, you see some of the hits on this thing. I mean, they're not messing around, man.
No, it's exciting stuff.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah. I was looking at some of these hits. I was like,
some
Jesus.
Sizzle reels. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff for sure.
Yeah. And they use the football is it's a different. It's not a regular color. It's a white football.
Yes.
But these guys, man, they're flying all over the field. Too, yeah, they're flying all over the field and knocking people out. That's incredible. All right.
Football.
So let's do our picks for week. What are we? Week what? 11? 12?
12, man. 12. This
Flies
is crazy.
By. Flies by.
I know. And we have Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I guess we should alert our audience that this is going to be our final show of 2021.
Yeah. We'll be out for a couple months.
Yeah. Well, we enjoy the holidays and enjoy the remainder of this season and get us ready for NFL playoffs. We should be back around week 1 of the playoffs or week 2, somewhere around there. And of course, we're going to LA for the Super Bowl weekend. All right, rapid fire. Let's go with we started off Thanksgiving. The Bears and Andy Dalton at the Lions. Bears favored by 3. The Lions can't get out of their own shadow, so the Bears for me.
I'll take the Lions. They're due for a win. I think they
I thought that as well, but I don't know. I just don't see it happening. Cowboys favored by 7.5 over the Raiders. Of course, the Cowboys are home. It's Thanksgiving. Cowboys might be down CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. So, Cowboys. I'm gonna go with the Raiders on this.
I'm with you on that. Yeah,
That's
Raiders. I
too many
mean,
points.
that's
Plus
yeah, too many
7.5.
points, and those two guys being out really hurts them. So I'm taking the Raiders plus 7.5.
This one's tricky. The Bills at the Saints. Bills are favored by 6. I don't know what to think of the Bills. I really don't.
I don't
gonna go with
either.
The Saints.
I'm with you on there. Saints plus 6. I am 100% with you on that one.
The Titans at the Patriots. The Patriots are favored by 6. Titans with a tough loss against Houston. So
I think the Titans are going to play well.
This is a bounce back game.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Winning this game, but it's still it's questionable on that one.
I'm taking the Titans plus 6.
Zach Wilson is back, and he's going to Houston to play the Texans. Houston's favored by 2.5. I'm taking the Jets.
I'm with you. I think the Texans, but the Jet defense is terrible. But I'm going to take the Jets. I think Zach comes back. I think after that little break, I think he calms down and plays better.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets. Eagles at the Giants. Eagles are favored by 3.5. I'm taking the Eagles all day, every day.
All day, every day.
With a 3.5 point spread.
This is interesting. Tampa at the Colts.
Buccaneers at the Colts. Buccaneers are favored by 3 in Indy.
I'm taking the Colts plus 3. They're surging, man.
Yeah, the Buccaneers. Yeah, I'll go with you there. Plus 3.
Yeah, they're surging.
The Falcons at the Jaguars. Practically a pick 'em, but the Falcons are favored by 1 here.
I'm taking the Falcons minus 1. They're winning this game.
Yeah, Falcons are a hot mess, but Jaguars are a hotter mess. The Panthers and the I'm back Cam Newton against the Dolphins in Miami. Panthers are favored by 1.5.
Give me the Panthers. Tua, I'm not sold on Tua. The Jets, they left points on the field. I'm taking the Panthers.
I agree. Giving Cam Newton. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Bengals. Bengals are favored by 4.5. It's more points than I would like, but I see the Bengals winning this.
I'm with you.
But 4.5 does scare me. But I'll take the Bengals regardless.
I'm with the Bengals. I'm with you. I'm taking the Bengals.
I would have liked maybe a point or two, but
I'm taking the Bengals.
I'll go with the Bengals. Chargers at the Broncos. Chargers are favored by 2.5.
Man,
after what Herbert did this past week, I will trust in the fact that he can do it again until he proves it wrong. So I'm going with the Chargers.
It's a tough one, man. You know what? I'll ride with you on this one. I'll take the Chargers. I want to see Denver prove it.
Yeah. Vikings at 49ers. Vikings off of a big win against Aaron Rodgers. 49ers are favored by 3. The game's in San Fran.
Question here is, are you sold on Kirk Cousins? That's the question.
No, but, they did put up 34 points.
Yeah.
Packers defense has been pretty good, but it was a divisional game, and they know, they.
All right, I'm going to ride with the Niners minus 3.
Yeah, that one's a tough one. I mean, if I had to pick one, I'm going with the Vikings plus 3.
Yeah.
Rams at Packers.
Give me the Packers.
Aaron Rodgers is dealing with a turf toe.
Yeah, his foot is pretty bad. I'm still taking him. Matthew Stafford going back to Green Bay. It's going to be cold. I'm taking the Packers.
Yeah? With the turf toe, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you saw him last week?
Yeah. Well, when did he get it?
I think he's had it for a couple weeks now.
Oh, really? Oh, then
Yeah.
Packers. I thought he got it within that game.
Yeah.
Browns at Ravens. Ravens are favored by 3.5. Baker Mayfield sucks. So Ravens.
Yeah, I'm with the Ravens. I think Lamar's coming back too. So
Yeah. I think it was just like a little minor illness there. Seattle Seahawks Monday Night Football against the Washington Football Team.
I'm taking the Washington Football Team, man. Seattle stinks.
Seattle stinks, and they have to travel east, and it's never a good sign for Seattle. I'll go with the football team because They won against the Panthers, right?
Yeah.
The Panthers this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sneaky. They are sneaky. All right, so let's take a quick peek at the standings. Give our look at that. We still got 10 minutes until the hour mark. We're good. Nice little rapid fire. Patriots are on top of the AFC East. You think that sticks, or do the Bills end up taking that division?
7 games left. It's gonna go down to the wire.
Two games against each other.
I like that. Listen, the Patriot defense is really good, man. They are really good. Listen, the Patriots are 5-0 on the road this year. They're 2-4 at home. They're 5-0 on the road. I think the Patriots are going to win the division. I really do.
I agree.
I think the Bills are going to be a wild card. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. Patriots to win the division. Chiefs and Chargers right neck and neck. Well, the Raiders and Broncos are right behind them.
Give me the Chiefs. They're gonna win that division. They're gonna
run away with it.
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's the smart money's on the Chiefs. I won't count out the Chargers, but the other ones, I don't see.
Yeah.
I don't see it. The Ravens and the Bengals going to be fighting for that number 1 spot.
Lamar Jackson's a difference maker.
Ravens, the Bengals are missing a lot of pieces. They're not all the way there yet. So I'm going to go with the Ravens winning that division.
Yeah.
Now the interesting one is the South Titans Colts. The 2 games out, the Colts, they did lose to the Titans twice, which hurts their chances. But Colts are surging, Titans are not. So I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I think might be a little too much to overcome, and the Titans are gonna end up eking it out. But Colts should get a wild card spot. That's my thought. You're muted. Rick, you're muted.
Yeah,
there you go.
Colts win the division. It's just me.
You think Colts can actually win the division?
Yeah, I think they're surging. I think, yeah.
I mean, they have to go. They have to go 5-0. What was it? 7, 5-2 against a 3-4. I mean, it's tough. Like you need the Titans to lose 4 games.
Man, I'm telling you, I don't know. The Colts, man. After watching Jonathan Taylor do what he did,
I don't discount what the Colts can do. It's just a matter of you need the Titans to lose a lot of 2 more games than the Colts do. That's a lot to ask for. Starting off a little slower. Cowboys or the Eagles? Who wins the division?
Man, listen, Jalen. I think the Cowboys they pulled ahead too far already. I'm taking the Cowboys.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same kind of concept with the Titans and the Colts, but the Eagles are going to be the hotter team going into the playoffs, and I think that they.
I like the Cowboys.
I don't know.
I like the Cowboys.
No,
I like the Cowboys winning.
How many wild cards do we
Listen,
get?
the Cowboys, do they play the Giants again? They got to play the Giants again and the Washington football team again. So that's 2 more wins right there. I mean, I like the Cowboys to win the division.
Yeah, that they're a little too far out in front there. So I agree. Cardinals are winning that division.
Yeah, they're 9-2. Yeah, Kyler's coming back next week. I'm with you on that. Tampa's going to win the division.
Packers are winning the division.
Packers division winning.
Tampa. I mean, the NFC picture is pretty clear.
Yeah.
But who makes it to
the big game?
NFC Championship games and the Super Bowl. Well,
I think the Rams and the Packers are going to the championship game.
Rams Packers?
Yeah. I think in the AFC it's going to be.
You don't think the Cardinals could make it there?
Could, man, but Kyler's hurt, dude. He's just fragile.
Now, yeah, but all right. If he can't, be his, his normal self, then yeah, I'll give it to you. But you got to remember, they were still winning games. They're still winning a couple of games without DeAndre Hopkins this whole time and Kyler.
Colt McCoy isn't gonna. Colt McCoy ain't cutting it.
No, but Kyler's coming back.
All right.
My point.
I like the Packers and I like the Rams in the NFC Championship. And I like the Chiefs and the Ravens in the AFC Championship.
Chiefs and Ravens. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Chiefs and Ravens, unless the Bills all of a sudden show something else.
Yeah.
But I don't see the I can't see the Cowboys making it to the championship game.
No, I see. My prediction is the Ravens will be playing the Packers in the Super Bowl.
Ravens Packers. It's a good choice.
Yeah.
It's a good choice. I would like to see the Rams get there.
Yeah.
Just because of the whole like SoFi and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we did last year, but then we're just getting a little spoiled after not having it for 50 some odd years, and all of a sudden you're gonna get it 2 years in a row. But regardless, we're gonna have a blast in Los Angeles, so
it's gonna be a good time.
Who gives a shit who's gonna be there?
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for a wonderful 2021. It was a blast. I mean, we crossed that 100 mark. So thank you all for supporting the show as always. Thank you for Sener for coming on and talking about A7FL. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving and wonderful holidays and a happy new year, and we will see you on the other side of the ball and in 2022.
Peace, everybody. Happy holidays.
Have a good night and happy new year.